There is a question that separates people who build small businesses from people who build empires. It is not how hard are you working, it is not how smart are you. It is not even how good is your product or your service or your idea. The question is this: who is working with you? Every significant wealth creation story in Jewish history has one thing in common. Not a single one of them was built alone. Not the Rothschilds, not the Pritzkers, not the Lauders, not the Reichmanns. Not a single Jewish family dynasty that has survived and compounded across generations was the product of one person working in isolation toward a private goal. Every single one was built through partnership, through carefully structured, philosophically grounded, legally precise relationships between people who brought different strengths to a shared enterprise and who were bound together not just by contract, but by a code of conduct that made betrayal nearly impossible and mutual success nearly inevitable. That partnership system is 3,000 years old. It is described in extraordinary detail in the Talmud, and it is still being practiced today by the most successful Jewish entrepreneurs on earth. Today, I am going to show you exactly how it works. The lone genius myth. Modern culture is obsessed with the lone genius, the solitary visionary who sees what nobody else can see, builds what nobody else could build, and emerges from isolation with something that changes the world. It is a powerful story. It is almost never true. Apple was Jobs and Wozniak. Microsoft was Gates and Allen. Google was Brin and Page. Warren Buffett built Berkshire with Charlie Munger. Every business that looks from the outside like the product of one extraordinary person is almost always, on closer inspection, the product of a carefully constructed partnership where different people contributed different things at different times. Jewish business culture understood this not as a modern insight, but as an ancient principle. The Talmud contains an entire tractate, Bava Batra, dedicated to the laws of partnership. Hundreds of pages of detailed legal and philosophical discussion about how partnerships should be formed, structured, maintained, and dissolved. About what each partner owes the other. About how disputes should be resolved. About what makes a partnership flourish and what makes it collapse. This is not incidental. The rabbis devoted this level of attention to partnership law because they understood that partnership was not just a business arrangement. It was the fundamental unit of Jewish wealth creation, the engine that multiplied individual capability into collective achievement. And they wanted to make sure that engine was built correctly every single time. The Talmudic partnership framework. The Talmud identifies several distinct types of partnership, each designed for a different purpose and governed by different rules. That across all of them, certain core principles remain constant. The first principle is complete transparency between partners. Jewish partnership law requires that each partner has full knowledge of everything relevant to the shared enterprise: hidden assets, undisclosed liabilities, competing interests, side arrangements. Anything that could affect the partnership must be disclosed, not as a courtesy, as a legal and ethical obligation. This principle sounds obvious until you realize how many partnerships, business and personal, are destroyed not by dramatic betrayal, but by the slow accumulation of small, undisclosed things. The business decision made without consultation, the opportunity pursued privately that should have been shared, the financial pressure hidden from a partner until it became a crisis. Jewish partnership culture treated transparency not as a personality trait that some partners happened to have and others did not. It treated it as a non-negotiable structural requirement. You disclose everything, always. Because the alternative is not just bad ethics, it is structural rot that will eventually collapse the entire enterprise. The second principle is clearly defined roles and contributions. The Talmud is extremely specific about the importance of each partner knowing exactly what they are responsible for, what authority they have, and what decisions require consultation with their partner. Ambiguity in roles is not just inefficient, it is a partnership killer. Because ambiguity creates the conditions for both accidental conflict, where both partners act in good faith but in contradictory directions, and deliberate exploitation, where one partner uses ambiguous boundaries to expand their authority at the other's expense. The third principle is fair allocation of both profits and losses. Jewish partnership law is emphatic that the distribution of rewards must match the distribution of contributions and risks. A partner who contributes more capital, more time, or more expertise is entitled to a proportionally larger